Good morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America. And hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Melbourne, Australia. And today I am going to be playing along with this week's Casing Tuesday sketch. If you don't know, I often play with these. Brenda Quintana has a Facebook group called Casing Tuesday, and she takes one of the projects in the current catalog and sorry, gathering my thoughts here. And she makes the sketch from the project, and then you can use that as inspiration to copy it exactly, change it a little bit, change it a lot, do what you want. So this is my basis today. I'm going to make 2 cards, I believe, and one of the things I want to show you is what adding layers can do for stepping up a card. So this already has several layers, and I'm going to try to step it up a bit. So this sketch comes from the July to December mini catalog on page 81, and it's this card right here. I do not have this Merry Hello stamp set. I don't have that designer series paper, but that's okay because I'm going to take it a totally different direction. But this was my inspiration, was this sketch. So let me move this out of the way, at least for now. And I'll bring in some things to show you what I've got. Hello, Paula. Hello, Nikki, and hello, Roseanne. If you pop on here, feel free to say hello so I can see who's here. Paula, before I forget, look what I found. So I will get this to you in my next packet to the States. So, and I seem to be having a really good lag on my Facebook feed, so that's okay. We'll just work with it. Okay, so I've pre-cut some pieces. I'm actually going to bring that sketch back in so you can see what I've done. This has a card base, which I've got here. I did mine in Night of Navy. And then remember, this was a piece of designer series paper, and I've cut a piece from the brightly gleaming designer series paper. And then it's got one layer there, which I did in Mossy Meadow, and then another layer on top for images, which I did in Very Vanilla because that's the color that's used on the designer series paper. And we'll see if we get to this banner piece here at some point. So that's basically how that's going to go for layering on this card. We're going to keep it reasonably simple, but I'm going to be using, this is going to be a Christmas card, and I'm going to be doing, well, I was trying to decide if I was going to actually stamp using Tree Angle, and I'm still, I think what I'm going to do actually is cut trees with the coordinating dies, but then put texture on them. That's what I'm going to do. So you're getting to see some of the creative process here we've talked about before. See how big we can go. I mean, we can go big. We don't have to stay within that boundary. I kind of like that. Okay, I'm going to start with those. yeah, so I'm just making some decisions here on the fly. Sorry about that. And I'm going to use my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine over here. We're going to start with some cutting. I could bring the cut and emboss machine onto camera, but I think you know how that all works. And I'm struggling here with some decisions. Just going to cut some and we're going to see how we go. So some of you may have tuned in to find out how Noah is doing, and he's doing quite well. He's napping at the moment in the living room, so I am not disturbing him. I'm going to add some texture to some of these, all of these. I've got 3 different embossing folders here. Yeah, I didn't do that quite right, but we'll get that. There's no chatter going. I think we've worked out something between me and Glenn for nighttime. He's still not sleeping through the night, Noah. Well, neither are we, but Noah's not sleeping through the night, but he's getting much, much better, and he's getting much better to put back to sleep, which is a good thing. There we go. Let's try this one again. That's better. You guys see? Yeah, you guys can see the texture. That's good. Try this one. Oh my goodness. Go straight. So I think we're doing better at nighttime. Yeah, Noah doesn't watch TV for very long. It's like maybe 2-3 minutes. There we go. Okay, I like those. I don't know what y'all think, but I think it fits with the contemporary look and feel. I was going to try to see if there was something I would do for that banner piece over there. sure there is. Leave those for the moment. But I might come up with something. Sorry, still thinking in my head. I'm gonna add a little old olive one, I think. Oops. Get my sandwich right on my machine here. Yeah, I like the contemporary feel that you can make with these. I don't know. Should we texture this one or just leave it plain? Let me leave that one plain. Or not. This one. So I've been watching, what is it, The Queen's Gambit on Netflix, and Noah watched a little bit of that with me the other night. There we go. That one's got a little texture too. So they all have different texture on them. And I still like them clustered off to the side a bit, and I'm going to put something there, whether it's decisions. It's hard. I'm going to start gluing some things down. Well, I think. Still thinking here. It's just weird. It's got Mary in this set and Greetings. And that Joy and Cheer is just too big. I'm just wondering if I have something in another set that would be okay. Yep, we're gonna do this one. Don't want to lose these little clear stamps because they're almost impossible to find if you get them stuck somewhere else. Okay, so this one is Season's Greetings, and it's out of Lots to Celebrate. And there's another one of those jars. And now I just have to figure out which color. There's always choices in whether to do it straight on there or onto a banner, or what to do. So we'll do some lining up. And the reason I'm not sticking it down before I stamp is if I mess up, that way I can turn this piece over or get a new one without having messed up my mat. So that one's gonna go there. There. And I think just straight on there. The question is which color? I think it's either Night of Navy or Pretty Peacock. Anyone have feelings on this? I know which way I'm leaning. Anyone want to weigh in? Yep, I think you're right, Roseanne. That's where I was leaning. Okay. Now. Yep, I've already messed up the layout. Oh well. It will be fine. We'll just change it up a little bit. That's okay. Dimensionals. These are the minis, which are great for things like this. Although I did a card the other day where I even had to cut down the mini dimensional. I'm working totally off screen from you guys, sorry. Anyhow, don't know if you've heard the news. If you follow me on Facebook on my personal page, you probably saw we have our freedoms back, mostly here in Melbourne. Retail and food and drink, hospitality, reopened as of midnight, basically, this morning. And yes, the stores opened. Spotlight, which is, it's a cross between, say, Bed Bath & Beyond and Michael's, which is a little odd, but it works, sort of. They opened at midnight last night with doorbuster specials, and they texted me 2 days in advance and sent me an email yesterday with all their doorbusters and blah, blah, blah. And guess what? I was sleeping. Nope, thank you. I don't think I'll be rushing out to the stores this week, even though everybody's got all these COVID safe plans and everybody's mask wearing is still mandatory, and people are really compliant about it here, which is good. But yeah, there's nothing I need that badly. But yeah. So there we go. So the second card should go faster because a lot of these design decisions I've made are going to just carry over. Okay, so there's one you guys can look at while I set about cutting more trees. I know what I'm doing. I can actually cut 3 at once. That one. And now we will emboss. What do I do with all the folders? There's one. Let's go one at a time. Yeah, Nikki, I can't tell you where to find the hearts, but I appreciate the thought. Goes in here. So I'm not even using the stamp sets that coordinate with these triangle dies on this card. I did obviously on, I think that was the Monday card, had the had used this, I've misplaced the stamp set. Had this one and this one on it, I believe. Oh, and the two-step poinsettias. Poinsettias. I realized I haven't bought any red and green seasonal designer series paper, Christmas papers this year. But I think that's going to be okay. Okay, so I have these 4 again. I'm going to set that aside, and bring in the other pieces I've already cut. See, I am a little bit organized. I didn't quite know what I was doing there, but for the rest of it, I am organized. So this has the same basic layers. It's got the card base, and it's got that piece, and it's got these pieces, but I'm stepping up the layers a bit, kind of to see how it goes. So this one, on the example card, it's got some ribbon, and I get picky. I know a lot of people just tie the ribbon around and you can see it when you open up the card, and that's just how it is, and they're fine with that. But I'm not a fan of that look, so I usually do a separate layer. So there's a layer for that. I've done a mat for the designer series paper piece, layer, however we want to say it. And then at this point, you can see on this one, these are like 2 separate layers. Well, this time the Mossy Meadow is acting as a mat for this piece. And this is, the Pretty Peacock is the separate layer, and it also has a Mossy Meadow layer. So this one, I'm just stepping up with some more layers, but I think this panel I'm going to keep the same, just to show off the difference that stepping up other parts makes. So that's going to go like that, and we may, I'm still figuring that out. But so let's start trying to figure out if I'm going to put texture on there, and I think I am. I'm going to bring back in this Tasteful Textile, which has become my go-to. It used to be the Subtle folder, but this has really become my go-to. It's just a little bit more. You must be on a different page. You're not crazy about that either. Oh, I know about the look of the ribbon on the inside. Now I'm following. Different page. So I'm doing this Casing Tuesday sketch, which is based on this picture on page 81 in the mini catalog. If that's the page you were referring to, Nikki, otherwise I'm not quite sure what was what. Okay, so that's going to go on there, and I've got this Ornate Garden ribbon in Old Olive, which I think is going to be the best one to go on here, and that is one reason that I did pull in some Old Olive along with the Mossy Meadow. So I'm going to do 2 pieces of this, and this is another reason that I prefer doing the extra piece of paper, because then I can save on ribbon. I don't have to wrap it, and I can do my sticky tape trick on the back, which is always a little bit harder with 2 pieces, but we'll get it. And you could, or maybe today it's just hard with one. You can use glue dots or tear and tape or seal or whatever you want. I just find dumb old sticky tape is cheap. It's easy to pick up if you have to reposition like I so often do. All right, it's not. There we go, there's one. I'm just trying to keep it real for you guys here. Fumbling fingers and everything, oh my goodness. Just stick. Really, I went to bed early last night so that I could be up with the dog in the middle of the night and still be functional for you guys. Really. There we go. Okay, so there's that bit. And let's get some of this stuff glued. Double checking, these are very close in metric, much closer than on the inches measurements that you've got in the sketch. But there we go. Okay, so that's gonna go on there. Lots of stripes. It's okay. This one I'm not going to emboss. I'm just going to keep it plain. We'll see, we may come out that we like the plainer version better. Sometimes less is more, right? Often less is more. Oh, come on. There we go. So have you guys stocked up on your designer series paper with the sale? Just a couple more days. I've got one more order to put in, and I think I'm going to do one more pack of that Forever Greenery because that is just so beautiful. And I'm leaning towards one that I really didn't think I liked, but I think I like the more subtle backside, B-side. Why am I not surprised you're ordering more, Nikki? I love to tease you. Oh yeah, I've been thinking about the plaid tidings, but I have got a lot of the poinsettia one, and I've got a lot of brightly gleaming, and so I'm challenging myself to do what I want to do with those, and not buy more holiday. I'm going to keep this one flat too, I think. I don't know if anybody else signed up for the Onstage at Home. Nikki or Gladys or Roseanne, but I did, and I got the Dandy Garden that we were able to pre-order, including the designer series paper on that. So now here comes my decision point. What would I do? So we're gonna do, okay, so that went there, and that went there, and that went there. How did I do that one? Oh, I overlapped it. Okay. I'm just thinking. Always thinking. And this is not the color I would use. I'm just looking at it for size. Be right back. You know what? I still like it just as is. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I've seen some neat things with that plaid tidings, and I may be convinced to change my mind. I just don't know. So we'll go ahead and add these as we did before. I will say victory with Noah was he woke up, he'd been napping a little bit, and he woke up when I went out in the living room, and I tried to take him outside to do his jobs, as we say here, and he refused. He walked over and he went into his crate on his own and laid down and went back to sleep, and getting him to choose to sleep in his crate is a big goal of ours, so we were very happy. Take the backing off. There we go. And a few on here. Go, and I'll glue that on here. Yeah, we don't have a choice on the, he doesn't have a choice about the crate. He has to, well, I suppose if he flunked, that would be an indication right there he wasn't going to be a seeing eye dog. But he has to be able to settle down and be in his crate or tethered to a specific spot, or he's no good to a blind client. So we're working on the he's doing better with settling down after getting tethered somewhere to be on his own when he doesn't want to be. So I feel bad for our neighbors, especially downstairs. We don't really have next door neighbors because of where we are in the building, but downstairs they're getting earfuls at all different kinds of hours, I think. But hopefully it won't last too much longer. So one of the relaxes and one of the things that the easing of restrictions means is that our dog trainer, instead of doing it on Zoom, he can actually come to our house now. So there we go. So that's stepped up a bit. Not an extreme amount, but I got some of the ribbon on there. Had I done something more banner-like, you know, this element as a banner, I probably would have tried to step it up like in the picture with some more ribbon back behind it. Maybe, maybe not. This isn't really that kind of a layout, but there's the two versions. I'll put them side by side and you can see. I don't know if somebody likes one better than the other or not, but you tell me. Oh, we should try to get a little straight here on the camera. So let me know what you think. Do you have a preference, one or the other? Yeah, I like both too. Get it straight. And again, I'm really liking this contemporary color scheme and layout and the different textures on the trees. You like the one with the ribbon, okay? Yeah, it's got a little more life to it. And for a couple of reasons, not just the extra, not just the ribbons, but the extra layers, and this layer is popped up. If I were to do another one of these, I might go ahead and pop up that center, you know, this layer along with these. But I'm, you know, considering 30 minutes before I went on the air, I didn't quite know what I was doing. I'm pretty happy about this. So I'm glad you joined me. If you're in Australia and you need any supplies to make this or anything else, you can go to my online store, and the link will be in the comments either on Facebook or YouTube. And don't forget, you've got just a couple more days to stock up on Designer Series paper. Select packs at 15% off. That's a great deal. It's hard to get current Designer Series paper at a discount, except for this once-a-year sale. And yeah, if you have any questions, if you want to be making holiday cards and you're not quite sure where to get started, I'm eager to help you. I can help you come up with designs that work for limited supplies, you know, somebody who has it all or wants it all. I'm happy to help. So thanks for joining me. I will be back again, same time, same place, my time. But those of you in North America who are changing clocks this weekend, remember to double check the time, because I believe you're going to go back to the time that it was before I changed times a couple weeks ago. So I will try to put a link up again to remind people. In Arizona, I think you don't change clocks, so you'll be the same time. So see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.